Good afternoon, everyone. This is our week 7, and this week we are going to talk about market failures and government intervention on week 7. And this week we're going to cover social efficiency, marginal social benefit and cost, market failure and free rider problem, externalities and public goods. Then we'll cover government interventions and public provisions, correcting market failure and Pigovian tax. Finally, we'll end up with environmental policy alternatives. And we'll also cover a little bit from the last week that we didn't finish from the game theory. We'll cover that in this class as well. All right, so let's start. What is social efficiency? You're going to start. Look, some benefits and cost while producing and consuming a good cannot be measured directly and are not taken into account in the normal market equilibrium price and quantity supply. So you're trying to say that when you pay something, look, sometimes we think there are some things like free. Is there anything free in this world? What do you think? Sharman and all others? Yes, Aviraj, Kinan, Milad, Charlie, come on.
Yeah, there are free things like the air that we breathe. That's free.
What about Facebook? It's free?
Yeah, it's free to join up and use, but there's still a cost involved of using it and having to have the phone or the computer or the data plan to use it.
Not only data, we have to giving you time.
Time, of course.
Of course, the time, that's the opportunity cost, right, Aviraj?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing is free. They're giving you, taking you time.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. So everything has some opportunity cost in that case, from that point of view. In other round, if you think this way, like a lot of other things, like it's not just buyer and seller involved, there are other people is involved in here too. How do I mean by other people is involved in here too, not just buyer and sellers? Look, from the buyers and sellers point of view, you buy something, you spend your money, and the seller is receiving your money, right? We can see from that point of view that buyer and seller is involved in a transaction. But it's not like that, to be honest. Other people in the society also get affected because of your purchase. For example, let's say you are, look at a situation that we have in here in my classroom here. Like you are spending your money, you are just doing it because you need to learn. You are paying your tuition fees. That's what we are selling you the courses in here. So you can see from economic perspective that you are the buyer, we are the seller, right? Now, so it should be between you and me, but the question is not like that. Other people is getting impacted because of this, our transaction too. Like who else? When you come to the class, you get the knowledge. You learn from education, you learn decency. You learn good manners, you learn good behavior, you learn how to share with other things. A lot of other things you're learning from the school. And these things will have impact in our society as well. When you see someone having a bad day, you're gonna give a smile. It will make that day better, right? Then you talk with people with good decency, you help some other people. These things also you are learning, not just the education, not only the economics, you're learning other things too. You're learning economics, you're learning how the GDP works, you're helping the society, you're helping the country. See, it is not just between you and me, it's not. Other people are involved here too. It's smoking. So I told you about a good way. Now think about the bad side of these things. If you talk about from the bad side, okay, and from the bad point of view, we'll say that smoking is one of them. Someone is, the buyer and seller is not the only person getting impacted. Society is getting impacted. People is getting secondhand smoke. People are getting sick. This is another issue. Then think about planting a nice tree. Yep. Having a good garden in front of your house. Nice flower garden. People will go and look at the garden and they will have better day. Looks nice and beautiful. They're enjoying the beauty of your garden. So these things are also have an impact in our society. That's how we come up with social efficiency. It's not just the buyer and seller, not just the demand and supply. right? So this says competitive market is efficient in terms of allocation of resources if there is no externalities. So these things we call externalities. The external party is also getting impacted. That's why we call it externalities. Okay, that's what we're calling externalities. So yes, so people from external point of view, yep. And these externalities come in two ways, in positive way, negative way. Something having a positive, good impact in our society. A transaction, a product that's have a good impact in our society. It's positive externalities. Something that has a negative impact in our society. Something, I mean, a transaction, you purchase a good, that good has a negative impact in the society. That's negative externality. You purchase an item that has a good positive impact in our society. We call that positive externalities. So externalities meaning that when a transaction or a product has an impact to the external party, not only just the buyer and seller, it will have impact on the external parties. That is externalities. If it is good impact, positive externalities. If there is a bad impact, negative externalities. Does it make sense, guys? Now, so if an item has no externalities, nothing, no positive, no negative, nothing, then you can call it efficient product. But if the item has some hidden efficiency, hidden impact in our society, then we have to consider that one too. So how do you actually get the social efficiency? When you will find marginal social benefit. Social benefit means when the society is having a positive impact, then they have the social benefit. When the marginal social benefit will be equal to marginal social cost, then we call it social efficiencies. Okay, so marginal social benefits will be equal to marginal benefits plus positive externalities. So benefits is going to the buyer who is buying the item, plus positive externalities on the society too. And marginal social cost, marginal production cost plus negative externalities. Okay, so if it happens that your marginal social benefit is greater than your marginal social cost, so the society is getting more benefit than the costing, we are going to produce or consume that item more and more. If the item, the product or goods that has a marginal social benefit is greater than the marginal social benefit, we call that produce or consume less of that item. So how do we achieve the social efficiency? We achieve the social efficiency where the marginal social benefit is equal to marginal social cost. All right, guys, if you don't understand any of these things or any aspect, anywhere you don't understand, ask me, stop me and ask me, please. All right. So market failure. So we say a market is failed. A market fails when the private marginal benefit, private benefit means when the buyer is buying something and getting benefit out of it, that is marginal private benefit, private marginal benefit. Okay, and private marginal cost is to produce the item. How much it is costing to the producer, okay, are not equal to marginal social benefit or marginal social cost. The market is unable to allocate resources efficiently. Okay, so if our marginal social benefit and marginal social cost is not same, we are having problems here. Our resources are not efficient. We don't want that item. Okay, but like for example, smoking, we don't want that. But at the same time, we can't stop it. People are still buying it, so we're trying to increase the price and actually encouraging people not to use that item. Okay, let's move on. So what are the major reasons for market failure? Externalities is one of them. Public goods is another of them. Monopoly, non-existence of property rights, and lack of knowledge about the merits of the goods or services. But if someone do not have the knowledge, what are the good things this item is doing to the society? Okay, so these are our major reasons for market failure. Then competitive market prices and output do not take into account of the external benefits and costs which are borne by the society. So those people do not take responsibilities of this item. They do not pay for that item. So what we do? Society is paying for them. Someone become drunk and started to practicing one-punch show. See, drunken behavior on the street, they're hitting others, having problems in the street and societies. This is marginal social cost. Okay. All right. I have already discussed externalities, positive, negative. I have done that. This is one of the example, a negative externality, pollution. Okay. Market failures, externalities in production. In production, we have these externalities. Okay. Production. Production has, look, negative and positive both. Okay. So look at this line, blue line, demand curve. We can see this is a perfectly competitive market. And so you can see here, this is a cost. This is our marginal cost of the item. Okay, look at here. Don't look at red one at the moment. So look at this one. Marginal cost is your supply curve. And this is your demand curve. So this is our equilibrium point. Okay, the demand and supply of this item is in here. Our equilibrium point is in here. But we do not want this item to be here. Okay, what it happens, so you can see here from this point of view, you can see our costing is not only just the private costing, we have social costing too. Okay, as a result, we prefer people not to use these things that much. Okay, we try to reduce the supply. Okay, so when you reduce the supply curve will be shifting to the left. Now you can see the equilibrium point is in here. At this point, look, quantity has decreased. See, quantity has went from Q1 to Q2. So this is our optimum level. That's what we say. At this price, actually people should not buy that much or produce that much. So this should be our marginal social cost. Now, if we talk about external benefits, if you see the item has some benefits, we would like to produce this item more. That's what we said. Look at here. If the marginal social benefit is greater than marginal social cost, produce more. Okay, so we're going to actually produce more of this item. It has more better things, more benefits. So you can see external benefits from productions. So that's what we do. We actually produce more. So we try to actually produce more so that our external benefit increases. Okay, that's the whole concept. And here in consumption, look, another interesting part, since this is actually production, okay, we deal with the supply curve. Remember this one, this is tricky one. When you talk about production, okay, so in production, externalities in production. So we understand we'll be dealing here with the supply curve. But when you go for externalities in consumption, we deal with the demand. You can see here. See that? So demands. Okay. So here the demand curve will be changed. So the good things consume more, bad things consume less. Very simple point. Very simple. Okay. Now, this is too small. Let me actually make it bigger. Whenever there are positive externalities and private market is not taking that into account, the production and consumption that good will be lower and prices will be high. You say whenever there are positive externalities and private market is not, so there is good things in the production, and the private producers, they are not taking into consideration that it has good benefits in the market to produce more. They do not produce more just because it has good things in the society. No, they don't do that. They produce more when they see they have benefits, they have more profit, then only they produce more. Okay. At the same way, so when they see some item has some negative externalities, they do not take into consideration about that for the society too. But things are there, right? They do not produce it less. Now the question is, how do we remove the externalities then? The one of the question is private negotiation. Okay, so one of the answer is about private negotiations. And it comes from the thing called Quast theorem. Okay, it was developed by Ronald Quast. So he's saying that we can make a negotiation. Okay, how do we do that? So Quast theorem states that if trade in an externality is possible, then there are no transaction costs. Bargaining will lead to an efficient outcome regardless of the initial allocation of property rights. How does it mean? Well, it says this way. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a flatmate who is a smoker, and he is doing harm to the other flatmates. So what are you going to do? You have to stop him from smoking. First of all, since he is doing this, causing this problem, he needs to pay you for the damage he is making to your health. Does it make sense to you guys? So we are actually holding him responsible that you, because of your smoking, we in our flat is having problems because of you, our health issues. We are coughing. So he needs to pay for that. So this is a negotiation we make with him. How much he's going to pay, what he's going to pay. So this is the negotiation you make with him. That's what Quast theorem says. You make a trade-in. Okay, you can smoke, but you have to pay for our health. Okay, that's the question comes up. So now it goes in here. So economic impact of positive externality, positive things. What we say that this, look at the green line, this is negative. Marginal cost, which is our supply curve. Okay, and this is our demand curve. Okay, this is our demand curve. So something is good, we need to make it more. But the private producer, they don't want to produce more. They don't want to make more and more of these goods because these things are good. So let's make it more. No, they don't do that. Private business, they will only do that when they have more money in it. That's the only thing that will influence them to produce more. So now the point is, if these people do not produce that much that will bring good things to the society, then we are actually having a deadweight loss. Okay, if they had this much, it would be efficient, but they don't produce. Okay, so they produce only at this point, this equilibrium point they produce, which is the market generates this quantity only. Market produce only this quantity. Market means private buyer, private seller we are talking about. This is the point. But our society wants you to produce this much. They don't. That's why we have this much of deadweight loss. Okay, this triangle, this is our deadweight loss. And we are losing this much of, you see, this much of marginal benefit to the society. Okay, marginal social benefit is greater than the marginal private benefit by the amount, this much of benefit we will get if they produce at this point. Does it make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
All right then. Okay, so this is the whole point we have. Okay. Now think about this one. There are some items which are good for the public goods. Okay, some items they make public goods. Okay, what these goods are? Reflect the missing market after throw a non-market. Okay, I will explain this, what these things are. So we actually categorize goods in actually 4 ways. We categorize them in 4 ways. What are these 4 ways? Let me take you guys in this one. Public goods, common resources, sorry, private goods, common resources, club or toll goods, and public goods. Okay. These are our items. These are the, let me actually make it a little bit bigger. Yes. What is private goods? Look, you have to think 2 things. Excludable, non-excludable. What is excludable? I will explain. Rivalry, non-rivalry. Rivalry we call that, rivalries. What is excludable? Excludable means when you can exclude someone from using it. You can exclude someone from using it. Let's say you have your laptop, for example. This is private item. It's only for you because you paid for it. Okay, that's your private goods that you paid for it, and you can exclude anybody who wants to use it because you paid for it. You can exclude people. At the same time, think this way: there is a bench in the park. The government actually made this bench for people to sit down and rest. Can you ask someone not to use that bench? You cannot. It's public goods. So you cannot exclude anybody. That means non-excludable. So public goods in here, you can see public goods in here is actually non-excludable. Okay. And rivalry, when you use an item, the next person will have less of the amount to use it. That's called rivalry. Okay. Non-rivalry means if you use the item, it will not be reduced for next person to use. Example, let me give you an example. Let's say there is a lake in front of your house, or let's say the ocean's in the house, ocean in the country. The ocean has lots of fish, right? Ocean has lots of fish. So when the ocean has lots of fish, what you do in that case? If someone catch 20 fish from there, next person will have 20 less fish in the ocean to catch. You see, that's rivalry. Let's say the government said that we have 20,000 fish in the ocean. Someone catch 1,000 fish. So how many fish is left in the ocean now? 19,000 fish left in the ocean now. So the quantity of the goods are reduced because someone else is using it. That's why. That's rivalry, we call that. But there are some items, it will never be reduced. For example, sunlight, street lights. These things will not be reduced. Anybody can go. If you go and use some sunlight to increase your vitamin D, is it the next person to you? Will that person have less sunlight because you took some sunlight? No, they will not. This is non-rivalry. Okay, so private goods will be excludable and rivalrous. Okay, public goods, non-excludable, non-rivalry. That's public goods. Public goods are the goods on the street. For street, like let's say the bench in a park by government. Then street lights. Okay, reserved for the government. You go and walk in the park. It's not going to be reduced. Okay, so these are public goods. Now let me explain you what is common resources. Common resources means there are goods which is open for public, but if you use this item, there will be less left in the society for the other person to use it. That is common resources, which means non-excludable. You cannot exclude anybody because it is a goods from the public goods. Like I said, ocean. Ocean is not owned by you. Ocean is by the public, publicly owned. But if you take some fish out of the ocean, the problem, it will be reduced. Okay, that's very rivalrous. Excludable and non-rivalrous is club goods. For example, Foxtel, Netflix. You can exclude. Why you can exclude? Because who doesn't pay the subscription, they cannot use it. Non-rivalrous means if you watch Netflix and another person has also subscription, he's not going to watch less than you. He can watch exactly the same that he wants. This is called club goods. Examples, cable TV, like Netflix, I say. Private park, not public park, private park. You pay and enter, like Disneyland. Like in Australia, we have Dream World. And I think we have one in M5 road, there is a Wet and Wild, private. You have to pay to go there. Right? But if you go in Hyde Park, in Sydney CBD, or Bicentennial Park, okay, it's free. Anybody can go. Okay. That is public goods. Okay, these are the like basic concepts about these things. Cost benefit analysis. It was first created by Jules Dupuit, a French engineer, first came up with this idea. Okay, what this says is this, that every item, every product that you make, or the government make a decision, that they will see how much it will cost the government and how much benefit will be served by this item. If the benefits are more than the cost, okay, government will actually initiate that type of things, product. Let's say two families living in the middle of Alice Spring. So the government have to provide them some, let's say, mobile services. So for two families is gonna get benefit out of it. But think how many cables and towers they need to set up. It's a lot of money. Government will not take that. Government will not take that project now. Cost is too high, then the benefit is provided because of this. Government will see number of police on the street. Government will see how much it will cost them to train the police and giving them the salaries and everything, the costing. Will it reduce the crime rate? If the crime rate is reduced, okay, and they will see, they will compare that time, how much is the cost, how much benefit we are getting out of it. If the benefit is higher than the cost, go for the product, go for the project. That's what they mean. Okay. So Jules Dupuit, okay, Dupuit, a French engineer, first introduced the concept in 1930s. It became popular in 1950 as a simple way of weighing up project cost and benefit. To determine whether go for the project or not, first what they do, they check the net present value and internal rate of return. Okay, we are not going to actually test you on this thing, but this is a concept. We say that net present value, what is the value of that project current date and present day? That's what they see. Net value means benefit minus cost, then you get the net value. Cost value minus benefit value. Then you find out the present value, net value. And when you actually discount it to the present day, then we'll call this net present value. So they have a couple of things in here. Like, how do you measure the net present value measurement? If net present value is positive, okay? If net present value is positive, you will accept that project. If net present value is negative, you do not accept that project. That's it. Nothing much in here. Okay. In your exam, we are not going to ask you what is net present value, what is internal. We are not going to ask these things. Okay. This is the chapter. This is the thing to be discussed in your finance subject. But we have given you some points in here. Present value is the current, as I said before, current worth of future sum of money. So some money you will get in future. Okay, so you have to actually discount that value on the present day. How do we do that? We do that by using some tables. We have some tables and some numbers actually given to you guys how to calculate these things. It's called net present value factors, we call them. Okay. So DVV is discounted value for the benefits, which means net present, the present value is greater than discounted value of the cost. Okay, that's what they mean. All right. So now, another issue that we get the market fails is because of the monopoly. Okay, what happens with the monopoly? Says monopoly power is another one. So monopoly power is another reason for market to fail, since it fails to equal the marginal social cost and marginal social benefits. So monopoly, who are the monopolists, they will always look for their benefits. Monopolies are not looking for the social benefits. They look for the private benefits. At that situation, you will always find that marginal social benefit is less than the marginal social cost. Okay, that's why we say that monopoly actually fails to equate, to make it equal of marginal social benefit equal to marginal social cost. So that's what it's failing in there. But there is something called natural monopolies. Okay, for some of the goods that government want it to be monopoly. Okay, to be monopoly. For a lot of reasons, we have already discussed this natural monopoly in our market structure chapters. That some of the item government wanted to be monopoly, like for security reasons, for example. Okay, let's say government want to keep control of the money of the water supply. Why? Water is very sensitive, right? Government do not want to risk it. If someone drops some chemicals or something in the water, the whole community will get impacted. Get affected, or someone because of the hostile situation, someone drops some poison in the water, a lot of people is going to die. Government cannot take that risk to giving it to the private sector. Or someone decided not to supply because there is not enough profit, or not to supply water because there is not enough profit. Look, water is a basic need the basic thing that people need. Government will not risk that. Same way, electricity is another one of them. Okay. Do not think, even if you buy electricity from like Origin, Red, or AGL, or Energy Australia, no. The main supply of electricity comes from Ausgrid. Ausgrid is actually owned by the government. So these retailers, so the Ausgrid produces the electricity, they control the electricity production and secure the production, but they do not do the marketing thing. They let other retailers do the marketing thing, like Origin or Energy Australia or AGL or Red Energy or some other companies. Okay, they are actually just working as a marketeer for the government or distributor, you can say. But production is actually with the government. The government is the monopoly playing in here. Okay. That's the type of natural monopoly. Another way of natural monopoly is that when you will see that if one party buys the item or one party buys from the supplier in a one go or in a bulk, that will reduce the production cost. That will also be coming as natural monopoly. I think they give an example here, Sydney Water. Okay. So because of this natural monopoly, it creates the deadweight loss because consumers surplus with the higher prices than perfect competitive price. Let me show you how it works. Here it is. So you see, because it is a monopoly, so I always showed you, monopolist always produces less. Okay, that's the whole point. Even the natural monopolist does the same thing. Okay, so you can see they are supposed to produce at this point. This is the point that we think is the market efficient, but they don't. They produce only at this point. What will be the deadweight loss? Deadweight loss will be this to this, less blue line, blue dotted line, green line, and this blue line. Okay. Yeah, deadweight loss. Yeah, here it is. So here you can see there they showed it here. Same thing, 3 plus 5 this part. See, same 3 plus 5 this part. Okay. That's what they try to say you here. That when there is a monopoly, there will be always some less items in the market. Now, government actually interferes. Okay. So government actually interferes when there are some issues like that. Okay, government interferes. So what do we do about this market failure? Because we want to see the efficient quantity of production. So what do we do about the market failure? Government intervenes or government creates some public policies. Okay, they say establish and maintain property rights, uses non-market mechanism to allocate resources. Okay, uses equity. Actually, I will take you straight to the way what the government does. They put the tax system, they increase the tax. Someone produces something which is bad for the society, government will put them a tax. Okay, we call that Pigouvian tax. This is the guy. Okay, Arthur Pigou. Okay, he actually came up with this idea. What he says that impose a tax on culprit. Culprit equal to the how much to tax to impose them, equal to the negative he is creating, negative externality he is creating. Make him pay. Okay, that's what they say. And what to do with this tax money? The tax money will be utilized for the societal benefit, societal good, subsidize them. Okay, that's the case. Okay, now you go in here. I'll show you in this case here. Look at this. Correcting externalities, how we are correcting these externalities. This says here, look at a marginal social cost. Okay, is in here. This is a marginal cost, and this is your demand curve. So this is your actually equilibrium point. Now we want to reduce it. How are we going to reduce it? We impose a tax. Okay. When you impose the tax, how much tax to impose? This much. See? Where you want it? So you want it this point, for example. So impose this much of tax. The marginal cost is this, and they are selling at the price of this. So impose a tax of this much. So that they do not make any, they cannot make any profit. When they cannot make the profit, they reduce the production. Make sense, guys, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good. So now another thing to do, another way go. So this is one thing the government actually can do, the government actually interfere by using the tax. Another way government can do that. Okay, well, if they're doing these things, okay, And we are going to, government will actually go and produce more of the item. For example, let's say there are some items which is good for the society. Okay. So government knows this is a good thing for the society, but government wants them to produce it. They don't produce it. Government will produce. Okay, government will produce that. It's one thing. Another thing, another reason government produces is that, let's say some items are actually very expensive. Government takes them and take the money out of it and produce something good. What does the government produce? Merit goods, good things. Government allowed them to produce tobacco and alcohol, and government put a higher tax on it because these things are bad. When the government puts a tax on it, the money will be utilized to produce other things that will bring good to the society. Like what? Like hospitals. People will get sick, so government actually charge them by taxes and collect the money and use that money to make hospitals, more hospitals. I give an example. Education, more TAFE, more free schooling, these things. This is called merit goods. Goods that the government feels people should consume, but tend to under-consume because there is not enough, that is not enough in the market, or the private producers are not producing enough quantities for the people. So government will produce those things. Okay. And here are the regulations, how the government can do these things. So these things are actually called government interventions. Government actually come up with these things. Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, ACCC, prosecutes anti-competitive practices. Price fixing and market sharing, predatory pricing, resale price maintenance, some mergers. So these are the things that the ACCC actually look at. Okay, if someone is trying to fix the market or fixing the prices, or someone is doing predatory pricing, like Masters, for example, I gave you last week the example, Masters, predatory pricing. The Bunnings reduced the price so much that Masters could not survive in the market. This is called predatory pricing they made. Okay, these type of things that someone does that, ACCC actually come up and say, hello, what are you doing here? But for Bunnings, they did not do it because, okay, this is politics. I don't want to talk about it at this moment. This is politics. There are some other things involved in here. Okay, because Wesfarmers is a very big company, and Wesfarmers has lots of influences in government, a lot of issues, and pays lots of taxes. So government didn't want to bother them. This is different politics. I don't want to get into that at this stage. Okay. And regulation of monopolies and restrictive practices, the ACCC is there to do that. The government set up this agency. Okay. Ignorance and poor decision makings, provision of information on job, consumer information. So government tried to take some initiatives so government can actually make the people aware. Like you will see, government says, no, you cannot make tobacco advertisement. Government is saying, always government setting up other different agencies for people can reduce less. Then you will see government will make advertisement, drink responsibly, drink less, do not drive when you drink, use taxis. So these things are government is educating people, giving information to the peoples. Okay, information, consumer information to the farms. Okay, this type of things government will do, information on the jobs. Government, that's what government will do. Okay, that's how the government intervenes. And also government will provide merit goods, social justice, like imposing taxes, because social justice they're providing. You're making harm to the society, so government need to come up and provide the social justice. How does the government do that? Make them pay. Someone is polluting water, government will fine, penalize them. Okay. This is the government provides some. And also government provides some merit goods as well. So global and local environment problems, global warming, pollution of the land, rivers and seas, cutting of trees, these are the various problems the people creates. Depletion of fish stock, people is overfishing, chopping down rainforest, reduction in the biodiversities. Okay, these are the various environmental problems we create. So government actually charges them for these things. Okay, so environment is our common resource. The environment is for everybody. If someone make damage to the environment, next person will have a bad environment. They will have our next generation. If we do harm to our environment, our next generation will have less good environment in the society. That's not fair for them. Okay, and it happens because externalities, ignorance, and other reasons there. All right. So government charges for the environment. Like in Australia, we have, I don't know if you guys remember, in 2009, when the Rudd government came in power, they actually started to charge big companies as carbon tax. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. Tradable permits. So government will say you do not have permission to do something or something bad. Like let's say government says, okay, we need some plastic. Now we know plastic is not good, but still we need it because of some reasons. We need it. But government will try the level best to produce as less as possible. Okay, we need it, we cannot go without it, but use it as less as possible. Okay, so government will allow them to do that, but they will give them a permission. If someone wants to produce something, government will tell them, okay, you buy the permit from us. You pay a fee, then you take the permission to produce something. But up to a certain quantity, government will restrict that up to certain quantities. These are tradable permits. Okay, emission tradings. Again, the same thing. Professor Ross Garnett, okay, Garnett Climate Change Review, Australian National University economics professor, Ross Garnett, to advise on climate changes. Not only has issue forced its way to top of the political agenda, but the okay, so this person actually offered the government, suggested the government that they should actually charge those companies, charge those people. Okay, that's what is the whole point. Someone is actually really emitting carbon dioxide in the environment. They need to pay for it. Okay, that's the whole point is that, and they have to pay higher tax and other things. Yes. This is the thing we have for today's lecture. It's not that much about how you impose the extra tax on people who are doing harm to our society. Okay. Now I would like to take you guys to another topic which is very interesting. It's called game theory. Okay, let me download some documents and I'll talk about it. Give me a minute. This is actually called game theory chapter. So it says that the Wall Street Journal mentioned game theory is hard. You will see that game theory can be very useful, not only in economics, but in real life. Where do we use game theories? Look, macroeconomics, biology, political science, philosophy, criminologies, we use these things. Okay. In a game theory, in making decisions, each party recognizes the strategic nature of the decision-making point. So what the rules we have? A player known that her decision may affect the other's decisions. Most situations in life are like that. You make a decision, it will have impact on the other person. Okay, what are the rules for the game? We have already checked that one, golden game. Okay, so this is the rule for the game. Every game has 4 elements. One is players who are participating. Actions, that's called strategies. By using that actions, what is your payoff and the rule of the games? Here are the 4 things we will do. Okay, the 2 different types of games we have. One is called a static game, another is called dynamic game. Static is called simultaneous. Both the party does the work at the same time, like we have seen in golden ball game. Both the party does the play at the same time, and both of them do not know they're taking a huge risk gambling. Okay, and dynamic one, sequential. One player makes a move, then other party observe what the move has been made, and the other party make the other move. That is dynamic one. Okay, who makes the first move is known as leader. Okay, all right. Then one shot game, the players know the game will be played only once, that one shot game. Okay, this is the one thing we'll do. This is the case we had $100,000. Okay, this is from our golden goose game. Okay, let me write out a table representing each player's strategies and payoff. So always 50-50. It means this first one is with the row. Second one is with the column. Always remember that. First one is with the row. Second one is with the column. Now, what this says here, page of the row player, here is male, and the second of the column is the female. So it is a male and female. The question is, does it matter which player is row or which column? Not really, not necessarily. We'll show you now what happens. Here, we'll talk about best response. Like last time, we criticized that woman because she actually chose to steal, and the guy, she convinced the guy that we both gonna split the money, but later she actually said, no, I'm gonna steal. And the guy was dumb enough to say that, okay, well, I'm gonna split. Now the first question is here, look at the situation in here. What is the male's best response to the female playing split? So man has to think, the male has to think, if this woman, female, she plays still, she's getting 100 and the man gets 0. Remember I said the first one is for the row. Second one is for the column. If the female says she's going to steal, right? She decided she's going to steal. So that's her point. That's okay. She decided to steal. So what are the things he's gonna get? He will get, even he go for a split, he will get 0. Even he goes for a steal, he's get 0 again. Make sense what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah.
According to the rule, right? The rule is if both of them say split, they get 50-50.
Yeah.
If the man says split and the female says steal, so female get the 100, he gets 0. If the other way around, if the man says steal and the female says split, then man gets 100, female gets 0. If both of them say steal, both of them get 0. They get empty-handed home. Now the point is, if the female, the man is thinking now, if she is going for a steal, the man has no option. He goes for a split, he gets 0. He goes for a steal, he gets 0 again. Right? But if the female, she goes for a split, makes sense? If the female, she goes for a split, so then the man will think, if she goes for a split, he has option to get 2, either 50 or 100. So he will choose steal, definitely. Right? So what is the man's best response if the female goes for steal? If she goes for steal, he has no options. This is 0-0 he's getting, doesn't matter, whatever he does. Right? Now, if the female goes for a split, what is the man's best option? Charmaine?
I'll say split as well.
Look, he get 2 things, 50 or 100. Which one he will go for? Of course, 100. Okay? Guys, please, God's sake, don't be emotional here. It's money. Okay, it's money. Someone offered you 50, 100. Which one are you going to take? 100, of course. I don't know why you guys don't love money. Don't be emotional. So the question is, what is the male's best response to the female playing still? If she plays still, he got no options, 0. What is the male's best option if the female plays split? Split, yeah, he'll go for still. He takes the everything. Now the question comes other way around. What is the female's best option if the man is split? What she is gonna do? Let's say the female, she's thinking, if the man plays split, what is the female's best option? Look, 50 or 100, right? She will go for still. If the man goes for still, whatever she does, she gets 0. The point is that stealing is the best option, more powerful than split. So 2 strategies they have, either split or steal. Look, male, female, these are the players. Still, split, these are the weapons or strategies. Okay. Now let's try this way now. This is called dominant strategies, we call them. Okay. So if the man, look, still has the dominant strategies. It uses the concept of dominant strategies. 2 types of dominant strategies we have: strictly dominant, weakly dominant. Strictly dominant means if she goes for steal, look, whatever he does, whatever man does, he gets 0. But for the same for men too. If he goes for steal, look, she gets 0. So steal is much more stronger strategies than split. Okay, that's why she chose steal. The man was a little bit dumb. Now let's practice here. So Jerry and Tom, 2 of them, Tom and Jerry is there. They have, so Jerry has 2 strategies, D and E. Tom has 3 strategies, A, B, and C. Okay. So now, let's say I'm Tom. Who wants to play with me? Who wants to become Jerry? Come on, someone becomes Jerry, please, in my class. We are playing.
Okay, I'll be Jerry.
All right. Charmin is going to be Jerry here. Charmin, think now, if I play A, what are your options? D and E. Which one gives you better payoff, D or E?
I guess E.
E, because it's 5.
Yeah.
So look, Jerry, you have 3, 0, 1, 5, 4, 2, because the next one column side is this payoff. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so this is E. See, your option is E. If I play B, strategy is B.
Yeah.
Again, you have E is your option. If I play C, again, your option is E. See that?
Yeah.
So E is your dominant strategies. Make sense?
Yeah.
So your E is your very strong weapons. Now, I am thinking now, if Jerry, she plays D, what is my best option? 8, 1, 1. A is my best option, 8. If Jerry plays E, what is my best option? C. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we need to understand in here. So now we know what is our strategies now, right? Okay. Yeah. Now we play the game. So you're gonna play E, right? Because that's your best weapon. Am I correct, Jerry?
Yeah.
you're gonna play E. So if you play E, what I'm gonna play? I'm gonna play C. Because C is my best option, right?
Yeah.
So this is our solution, 7-2. Easy, isn't it? The 7-2 is our solutions.
Oh, okay, I get it.
You got the point?
Yeah.
You play your best weapon, I play my best weapon. That's it. 7 and 2 is our solution here. We call it CE. See? So now this implies that CE is the unique equilibrium outcome by dominance. Right? Now let's play here. What is your best weapon here? Who is gonna play with me now? Sherman, you ready again? Or anybody else? Whom, Sherman, and who else in my class now? Charlie.
Yeah, I can, Mohammed.
Whom you want to play?
Yeah, that's fine. Me.
Cool. So which role you want to take, female or male? Okay, I let you be male. I'm gonna be female this time, okay?
Okay.
Otherwise your friend's gonna call you female in the class. I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna be female here. Okay, so what is your best outcome? Male. Yes, gentlemen, tell me. You have two weapons you have, split and steal. If you play, now think, if I play steal, what is your best option? None.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
Yeah.
If I play split, what is your best option?
I got for steal.
Steal. So you are actually looking for steal to play, right?
Yep, that's right.
Now let me think, I'm a female. What is my best option? My best option, I'm thinking now, okay, if whom plays split, okay, he plays split, I have to play steal. Steal is my best outcome. If he plays steal, again, I get 0. So I will definitely play steal. And what are you gonna play? Steal 2. 0-0 is our best outcome, still. See that? That's where that person made the mistake. All right, let's play here. Who want to play now? Ben and Kathy. Who wants to play with me now? Did you get the point, whom? What I said about here?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, good. So look at here. The equilibrium outcome by dominance is still. That's the game. So Tom and Jerry, we played. That one we played. Who going to play now? Who is next? Here. Sharmin played. Whom played? Abiraj Hanja?
I still don't get how to play this, but I'll try.
You'll try with me and see how it goes.
I'll give it a go.
So which one? You gotta be Ben, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna be Kathy now.
Yeah.
So now, Mr. Ben, you think this way. I can play L, C, or R.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Left, center, right. You playing top and bottom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you will think I have 3 options. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say we are 2 countries fighting. We have missiles for each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Donald Trump, the fury coming up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, so you know that I'm Kathy and I'm gonna play either L, C, or R. If I play L, what is your best outcome?
3-2.
No, not 3-2. 2 is mine. Remember I said the first one
3.
is for row and second one is for column. I'm in the
Right.
column. So 2,
Okay.
4, 2. This is my numbers. Your number is first one. 3, 1, 1 minus 2, 2, 4. This is your number.
Okay.
Okay. So think this way. If I play L, what is your best outcome?
3.
3. You will say T. T
Yeah.
is best.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
If I play C, what is your best outcome?
T.
T. If I play R,
B.
B, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you can see here that out of 3 options, 2 options is going with the T.
T. Yeah.
This is also, T is strong, but not dominantly strong. We call that weakly dominant. We call that.
Yeah.
Okay, not strictly dominant. Okay, now let me think from my point of view. If Ben plays T, what is my options? 2, 4, 2. So C is my options.
Yeah.
I will think which missile you are shooting at me. Okay, you're shooting at me T. So
And
I
then
will
you shoot
go
back
for
with C.
C.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking if Ben plays B, my option is R. Right?
Yeah.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
So now the question is, what we're gonna do is this way. We will take off the weak one. Okay.
Okay.
We'll take off the weak strategy, we'll take it off. For my case, for you, okay, for Ben, which strategy is weak? T or B?
B.
B is weak. We take B off.
Yeah.
Take it off. Give me a second. No. So here is B. We're gonna take B off. Strike.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
For my case, which one is weaker for me? R. Remember?
Yes.
Here is R. What is left? For you, you have only one option, T. I have C and L and C.
Yeah.
So now you will play definitely T.
Yeah. Have to.
What I'm gonna play? C.
D.
This is our answer.
Right. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I get it.
That's it.
Okay.
The answer will be TC or CT.
PC. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
TC. The dominance is therefore TC.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Now who want to play with me now? Who did not play? Abidas plays, Sharmin plays, Hung plays. Kinan or Charlie, who wants to play with me?
I'll go.
We'll go. Cool. So you want to be the male, right?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'll be the female here. So look at this. So now tell me, what is your best option? What is your best weapon here?
My best option is to go to steel.
Still?
Yep.
Okay, let's check. Let's see. If I play steel, you will get 5 or 0. So you will go for a split. Right? If I play steel, you are not going to go for 0. You will go for 5.
Right. Yes.
So this is your options. If I play split, you will be playing 100.
Yeah.
Right? In my case, look, I'm thinking if Kenan plays split, my option is still. If he plays still, my option is split. Now the point here is that we do not have a dominant strategies here. Okay? We do not have a dominant strategies here. So still or split, they are not dominating each other. In that case, we will not have any solutions in here. Interesting. Let's play this one again. Kenan must be very upset now. Okay, Kenan, let's play again. Tim and David. Okay. And who else is left with me playing? Charlie. Let me see if I have any other game left. I can play with. Oh, I have Bob and Steve. I'll play with Charlie too later. Charlie, get ready. We're gonna play. Now let me play again with Kenan. Okay, Kenan. The previous game we did not come to a conclusion. Now we're gonna play. Oh, here also no outcome. But this is also not gonna come up any solution anyway. Okay. Let's see. You can come up with this one. Okay. So you want to be Bob or Steve? Which one you prefer, Kenan?
I'll go with Bob.
Bob, you are Bob.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you are Bob, that counts I am Steve. Okay. So you have 3 weapons. I have 2. So you will be starting to think which missile to shoot at me. So you will think what I do first. If I play D, what is your best outcome? A or C?
I'll see, yeah.
If I play E,
I have to go C.
so C is your dominant.
Mm.
Yes, C is your
Yes.
best weapon. Whatever I play, you can go with C.
C.
C is enough. Do you need A and B weapons?
No, C's was dominant. No, I don't.
Okay, that's all right, Abhiraj. Yes,
Okay.
so you have C. So your A and B missile
C.
is just useless.
Yeah.
Right? So we understand that. So you are definitely not going to play A and B. Now let me have a look. Now I am thinking if Bob plays A, what is my best weapon? D. Okay. D. And sorry. Yes, 4. Yeah, D. If Bob plays B, 0 and 4, I'm going to play E.
Mm.
If Bob plays C, I'm going to play E. Right? So look, we are not going to play. I know that you are not going to play A and B. What is left for us? Yeah, these 2. You're going to play definitely C. I'm going to play definitely E. This is our answer. C. Got it?
Yep.
That's it. Now, who is left? Charlie. Let's see if I have any more. All right, here you go. Don and Lanny. Okay, here this one will be tough because there is no dominance actually in here. Let's see if I have anything. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yes. Charlie, you ready?
Yeah.
Cool. You're gonna be the female, right?
Okay, yeah.
Male. Okay. Now, the question comes here is that 2 things. You want to go for footy or theater? Okay. So you want to go for theater or footy? Which one you prefer?
Footy.
Footy. All right. So now you have to look for this. So what I'm gonna play. So I'm a male, and you can see if I go for footy, your outcome is 3 and 2. You also go for footy, right?
Yeah.
If I go for theater, your option is also theater, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. That's it. So now if you play footy, what is my best outcome?
Footy.
Footy. If you play theater, what is my best outcome? Theater.
Theater.
Now we have 2 options. We can go either for footy or we can go either for theater. Make
So
sense?
then those are the 2 dominant ones.
So in that case, we actually have 2 options to go with. And this one, they call it battle of the sexes. This means that this one is created because for like partners, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, what we are going to find out in that situation that if the male goes for footy and female decides to go for theater, they're not gonna be happy. Even that she gets best outcome, even she likes theater, she will not be happy because she is watching it alone. At the same way, male too. If he likes to go for footy, let's say men as general, they want to go for footy, for example. Okay. So if he goes alone and he doesn't, and he doesn't actually enjoy it because he's doing it alone by himself, he's missing. Makes sense? So the outcome is that if both the person goes for footy, even the female did not like it, but they will enjoy the company. That's why this is the outcome. Now, if both the person goes for theater, let's say man doesn't like theater, but they both will enjoy the company. That's why we get this answer. Make sense now? That's why
Yeah.
we call this battle of the sexes. So this game theory is not necessarily just only weapon or in the war or in the McDonald's, Jack, those things, Hungry Jack, these things. We can use these things in our daily life. That's the whole point in here. Okay, let me see. Another one is prisoner's dilemma. Now let's have a look. I'll show you the prisoner's dilemma. Yeah. Okay, who wants to play with me now? Charmaine again? Now here is another one too. Yes. Charmaine.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ken and Barbie. Okay. So you are the Barbie here.
Yep.
I'm the Ken. Cool. So what are you gonna play? L. You're gonna play L. I'm thinking if she plays L, my option is T.
Yeah.
If she plays C, my option is B.
Yeah.
If she plays R, doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, you think now, if Ken plays T, what is your best outcome? C.
Yeah.
Okay. And if Ken plays B, what is the best outcome? R. So you are
Yep.
not gonna play L at all, right?
Yeah.
Let's take it off. That's what we normally do. Take it off.
Okay.
Cut. Cut. You are not playing L at all. Now take L off the list of the table. Now try again. If Barbie plays C, I will get B. Right?
Yeah.
If Barbie plays R,
Yeah.
I will play anything, doesn't matter actually. Now let's think from my perspective. If Ken plays T, what is your best outcome? C.
Yeah.
If I play B, your outcome is R. Sorry,
Yep.
R. Sorry, yeah, R. R is your best outcome,
Yep.
right? So now, if you play C, what I'm playing? B,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now look, R is, if you play R, I don't care actually what you play R. Now I have to wait if you play C or R.
Okay.
So what are you gonna play? Actually, you're gonna play actually C, because C has 4 here. See that?
Yeah.
So anyway, you play will be C, I will have to play B. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the game. See that? This is a mind game. Don't play it with your partner, okay? He's never gonna win. This is another one. Footy, here you see, footy and you can play it in this way too. This is called sequential game. All right, so that's the thing we have in here. This is not funny. It's okay. Battle of the Sun and incomplete information. Information is incomplete here. We cannot come to a conclusion. Okay. Okay. All right, I think that's all we got in here for game theory. It's just a game to play.